Hi, I'm Drew. Welcome to my sewing room. In this video, I'm going to be posting finally all of my Christmas makes. This video is slightly chaotic because I wasn't sure what I wanted to make, but I was so eager to finally be sewing things for Christmas. So this was my first year really taking on a bunch of Christmas projects, and I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to make or what I wanted to do. So I started a bunch of things. Some of them I just abandoned. Some of them I failed at miserably. But you will also get to see some of the successes. Some of Major's things came out so well, which is part of the reason why I decided to share this video anyway. I really wanted you to see how adorable she looked and some of the things that I made for her, as well as the matching dresses that I made for myself. And that you can kind of do your best to sort of turn around situations that aren't necessarily what you pictured them to be or what you wanted them to be. So I hope you enjoy this video. During the filming of it, my state of Kentucky had some of the worst storms that we've ever had, and it threw things off a lot. We were not directly affected as many of our neighbors were, but we did lose power for a few days, and then when the power returned, we lost cable and internet, and so I really had to engage and entertain the kids in ways I haven't had to do in a while. And add to that a little bit of melancholy from understanding what our neighbors were going through. And then we spent a couple days of gathering things that we weren't using to be donated to the church so that they could give them to people in need. And so there was just a lot going on in my head and in my world. And you will definitely see that in this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love seeing Major in her cute little outfits. Share with me in the comment box below how your holiday went. I'm eager to hear since I wasn't very active during that time. Let me know about some of your holiday makes, successes, and disappointments if you would like to cheer me up. I hope you guys enjoy this video in all of its chaos. In hindsight, I can look back on it now and laugh, but at the time, I wasn't feeling anything. So with all of that said, let's get into my crazy, chaotic Christmas makes video. So my first initial thought was to make this Mommy and Me set for me and Major using these red and then the red and green stripe fabrics. But because there was only the child size in the envelope, I decided to make it just for Major and to make the skirt out of this Jingle Bell fabric. I only had 2 yards of it, but for her skirt it would be enough. And I would do the top out of the stripe fabric. So I proceeded with pinning all of the skirt pieces down and getting those cut out. So after working on the skirt for Major, I decided to get started on my dress. And so I was so in love with this pattern. It was in my last haul video. And I thought, why not make a fancy dress out of this sort of silly fabric? And at the time, it seemed like a really great idea. So that's what I did. I was slightly worried about how the stripes would look with the way that this is cut with the princess seam here. I knew in advance that it would sort of cut off the stripes or make them look a little weird, but I decided to go for it anyway. And then also I knew I wanted some sort of jacket because we were wearing this in the house and I didn't want to be chilly. So I was going to use this pattern to make the jacket for this dress. And I was going to use this other sort of silly Christmassy fabric for the jacket. I also knew that I wanted to do an apron because we always do so much holiday baking. So I want to use this simplicity pattern, and I thought perhaps I could mix and match the two fabrics and that would look good. And then I found this fabric in my stash and wanted to incorporate it in some sort of way. So at this point, my brain is super chaotic. My makes are chaotic. And so what do you do when everything's getting all mixed up and you're completely unsure of yourself and you've already started 2 projects? You start another one. But more on this adorable pattern later. So after getting the zipper put in my own dress, I began to work on Major's dress, which is a vintage simplicity pattern that I found from the 1950s. It's a circle skirt with a little vest top, and I think it is an adorable pattern, and I can't wait to see it all sewn up. I have all of the pieces for Major's jacket, and that's what I want to start on first. It's a jacket, but it fits a lot like a blouse, and so she's gonna be wearing it as such.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way, but as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you.
That circle skirt came together really easily. There's nothing left to do but attach the waistband, but I'm just not happy with my fabric choices. They look so clownish, so I decided to start over. I love the sleeves on this pattern, and so I want to make me a dress using this plaid that I got from Fabric Mart for $5 a yard. I have 6 yards, so there's enough to make something for Major as well. At this point, I didn't know what that something was going to be, but I love the plaid. I love this pattern, and so I left all of those other projects unfinished and started on this. So I added the interfacing and I just used this kind that I had that I've never used before, and I don't know what to say about this. Luckily, this is going to have a facing that goes over it. That one came out okay, but this one didn't go on well, and so when I tried to move it, it left all of this stuff, and then it's a little bit wrinkly here, and then when I was trying to iron that out, it got all weird. So I don't know what to say about this, but we're just going to, I mean, I can tell how it's more stable there, but I'm not even sure if it was that necessary. But hopefully the facing, which is what I'm going to work on right now, kind of just covers that up and fixes it a little bit. So the morning after the situation with the interfacing is the day that we lost power. And so when it finally came back on, we did a lot of lounging around. We did a lot of Jenga and Twister playing. We got to spend some good quality time as a family. We did s'mores and Twister, and we finally put up our Christmas tree, and I got the kids' holiday pictures taken. And so that was a plus, but it just really distracted me from my sewing. And so at the very last minute, a few days before Christmas, is when I was finally able to get back to it. And by this point, I had forgot what I was doing and why I was doing it. But I thought I would just pick up with the projects that I knew I was most likely to complete. So you just set through the entire hand pleating of the skirt. Wait till you see how that works out. But for now, I'm moving forward with attaching the skirt together at the side seams. When I finished that, I decided to buy machine stitch bias binding around the entire hem of the skirt, which then had to be sewn down by hand. It was nice to kind of just slow down and watch a good show on TV and just hand sew all of this on here, even though it took forever. So this is the first time I've actually got to sit down and have any peace all week. It's been a little bit rough. We're okay and we're safe, but a lot of people in our state and surrounding community haven't been. We spent a couple days without power, and then when the power did come back on, we did not have cable or internet, and so that was interesting. And so we spent a few days just gathering things around the house that we're no longer using or that the kids couldn't fit, to be able to take to church, to donate to the relief effort for the people who really suffered a lot more than just a loss of power or internet. A lot was lost, a lot of lives were lost. And I didn't necessarily feel comfortable doing something I enjoy so much, even though sewing definitely is my therapy. I still just wanted to to put it aside for a little while. And now we're just a few days out from Christmas, and I am so very behind. I know a lot of that I had already said, but that was me actually talking to the camera while I was sewing. It wasn't a voiceover, so that was even just a thing for me to hear it now as I'm editing, to hear my own voice from that time. It's been a few weeks ago now, and so I'm laughing at me. I look exhausted, so yes. So I kind of messed up on the pleats. I don't necessarily like the way this looks. I didn't do anything about this right. None of it looks uniformed or even intentionally not right, or I just don't know. So I've decided I'm going to unpick this and then just gather the skirt down instead of the pleats. So I took apart the top from the bodice and removed the pleats and just gathered it down. And then I basted this down by hand so I wouldn't have all of the pins and everything in the way when I go to stitch it. And so now I'm going to take it to the machine to stitch it. And then all this needs is a zipper, and we will have one finished project. We're back to the striped Mrs. Claus dress. It is pretty much complete except for the facings and the hem. And so I'm gonna do the hem like I did the first dress with the bias binding because I really like that method, and I can sit and do it in the bed. And I'm going to put the facing in and do that. I've already got this zipper in, so we're good on that. And looking over the directions, the facing is put in the same way it was put in on one of my very first vintage makes, where you do a thing with the sleeve where you really can't see it and it kind of folds in like that. So kind of familiar with that method, so I'm gonna do that and the hem, and then we'll get started on finishing major stuff. So this is where we are. A lot of the things for major are not working out right. So I took what I had left of this fabric for my dress and just cut 2 triangles and gathered them down. Just need to make a waistband. Also did 2 hair bows last night. I don't even think I'm going to hem this. I think I'm just going to leave this edge on it. So we'll be able to get that done. I'm going to finish up the little vest jacket thing. It just needs the sleeves, the cuffs, and the buttonholes, and it is finished. And then the red blouse that I had already cut out, I'm going to put it together to wear with this, and so she'll have the outfit to go with my dress that looks like this, and then the outfit to go with my dress that looks like this, which I think I'm going to make another quick rectangle skirt to go with this. So that is the plan for today. Hopefully we can get this done pretty quickly. We're about 3 days out from Christmas. So let me sit down at my mama's house to tell y'all about how this went. I did not get to the apron or to the jacket, but I did finish some things that I am proud of. I learned to not bite off more than I can chew, or to bite off more that makes me not enjoy the process of sewing. I am very happy that I was able to finish this dress because I love it. I love the sleeves. I love how full the skirt is. I love the fabric, and I know I will have this dress for many Christmases to come. And so I'm just in love with it. I will definitely want to use this pattern again. I even really like the Mrs. Claus dress that I was so worried about exactly how these stripes would look. But this is a really, really cute dress. I'm considering this a wearable mock-up, as I cannot wait to use this pattern again in some nicer fabric. And so it was a good experience. I'm happy I was able to finish these items and the items for major as well. And her pictures are coming up, so don't click off just yet. I want to just say I thank you guys for being here going into the new year. I hope to make more content that I am proud of and make it on more of a regular basis. I appreciate you all for being here. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these makes, and I will see you in my next video that is soon and sure to come.
What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's beginning to look like all my wishes are coming true. That's why I cheer. I've been busy